situation in Syria. We just had another very intensive briefing this morning from our operations team that's manning the Syrian Crisis Center. There has been a lot of UN activity, and in the last 24 hours, especially with the force commander and his negotiation team trying to continue and raise the level of negotiations with the rebels. Unfortunately, at this stage, we have not made any improvement on our situation. Our troops are still in an undisclosed position. The rebels are not telling us where the troops are, but they continue to reassure us that they've been well looked after, they've been fed well, and they've been kept safe. They also told us that they ensure that they are taken out of battle areas, and they are in safe areas. However, as we all know, they have now submitted demands, 3 in particular, to the UN. First, they insist that the UN take them off the UN terrorist list, the Al-Nusra group. They want their organization taken off the terrorist list. They've also asked or demanded from the UN to provide humanitarian assistance to the people of Ruta, which is a town on the outskirts of Damascus, and it's an Al-Nusra dominated area. And the third is they now asking for compensation of the 3 casualties with the UN confrontation in the last couple of days. Those are the 3 demands, the official demands that are being forwarded to the UN for the release of our boys. That is now with the negotiation team. I also have been told by UN headquarters that the negotiation team are now in place in Syria, a professional negotiation team from New York, and they have now taken over the negotiation from the crisis management team made up of force commander and his senior officers at Amdoff. So now the negotiation has moved up another level with the professional negotiations from New York now in place to take over the negotiations. We've also been assured by UN headquarters that the UN will bring all its resources to bear to ensure the safe return of our soldiers. And for that we are truly thankful that we have the full support of the UN and the Secretary-General of the UN, that he will bring all available resources to the UN to ensure the safe return of our soldiers. That's the situation this morning. As per our crisis center, we continue to appeal to the families of the soldiers that may want to discuss the problems that they may be going through to continue to visit crisis center at Watwanga. We have had over 30 families visiting. There are some families that are finding it difficult to get here, and we now have teams made up of the chaplain to go out and visit the families that may find it difficult to make themselves available here. Unfortunately, there are some that are in the islands that we may not be able to talk to directly, and we appeal to the public to give these families support in whatever way they can. We've also had reports from the families that are visiting us that some of the families or some of their families or some of the people in public are continuously giving them a much more negative picture of what may be happening in Syria. Asking and I'm appealing to the public to help be sensitive to the families that may be going through difficulties and give them encouraging words and give them the support that they require, and do not increase the anxiety of the difficulties they're going through. It is quite appalling to hear stories of these families who have visited the center on what other people are telling them. And I appeal to all Fijians while we pray for our soldiers in Syria and those that are being held captive, that we be sensitive to the families and the emotional difficulties that they may be going through. And I appeal to church leaders, I appeal to community leaders, I appeal to families to help us support these families go through these difficult times. That they can be visited, that they can be encouraged, that they can be supported emotionally for what they have been going through in the last couple of days. And I know it's not easy to have a family member in a situation like this, but the least they want is negative stories. The least they want is lies of the situation in Syria. To the families, this crisis center remains open for you. If you can't get support from wherever you are, or if you think that you are not getting the full story of what's happening in Syria, give us a call or visit the center. We will give you a full briefing in Syria. We will give you all the details of the report in Syria, and we will provide to you the picture of what is true in Syria. And if you have the time, or if you do require our support, then please attend our crisis center in Botswana.